Well, hey everybody, this is Martin Tyner with the Southwest Wildlife Foundation, and we're going to do a quick little tour of the animals that are in rescue right now for everybody. And so let's just go take a quick look. This old single wide trailer, we've got 2 chambers built into it, and we've got a Ferruginous Hawk. I'm going to show you these are beautiful, beautiful animals. Hey, Ferrugi. There you go. There's our Ferruginous Hawk. Now, the Ferruginous Hawk is the largest hawk found in North America. If you look very carefully, you see that it's got feathers all the way down to the top of its foot on its legs. That's unusual. And the Ferruginous Hawk is one of only 2 in North America hawks that actually have that feature. This is a young Ferruginous Hawk from this year, and this Ferruginous Hawk got himself caught on a barbed wire fence barb and was hanging by his wing. And when he was brought into us, his wing was drooping and could not be used or moved. We were quite concerned that there was some permanent soft tissue damage, but he's coming along. He's looking beautiful, and I'm really hoping in the next week, maybe 2 at the most, that we will be able to get him returned back to the wild. So that's our Ferruginous Hawk. Beautiful, beautiful animal. Love them to death. They can be quite aggressive. This is one of the hawks that if you go anywhere near their nest, they'll scream at you to give you a warning, and if you don't heed that warning, they will dive bomb you. And so we don't encourage people to get near the Ferruginous Hawk nesting sites. And they're also very, very sensitive to human interference, and so if you climb up and you look at a Ferruginous Hawk nest, it's not uncommon for the parents to abandon the nest. So very sensitive to human interference, can be quite aggressive. Beautiful, beautiful. This is a typical Ferruginous, typical coloration. We do have a dark morph, which is much, much darker and more of a reddish brown on the breast instead of the white that you see on this one. So this is a very typical Ferruginous Hawk here in North America. For those of you that don't know, this is our triage building that was donated to us by all of you wonderful, wonderful people out there. And so this is the building that we bring birds in and animals in for their initial checkup to see where they are and how they're doing. And so we're really, really pleased, and we have freezers and refrigerators in there and tables, and so it's all set up to help us do the initial triage. Our next patient in this chamber is a young Peregrine Falcon. There's my baby. There's our Peregrine Falcon. Now the Peregrine Falcon, this was the endangered species that you've heard so much about. This particular Peregrine Falcon nesting up the canyons. Somebody out hiking found the young peregrine on the ground. I said, poor thing, it's not flying. They packed it out. By the time they were able to get it to us, it had been many hours and we couldn't get it put back quick enough. Here's the thing, and I'm going to say this over and over and over again. Young birds outgrow the nest. This is normal. They end up on the ground before they can fly. This is normal. Mom and dad will continue to feed and care for them. And so as long as they're not in a life-threatening situation, we encourage you to leave them and allow mom and dad to continue doing their job. This peregrine would have been just fine if we could have left it there, but unfortunately it's now with us, and it's eating well and doing wonderfully, and we're going to get it some more exercise and get this one released back to the wild, hopefully sometime in August. Of course, everyone knows Scout. Yes, hello Scout. Scout is our Eagle Wildlife Ambassador that we use for our programs. Hey, big boy. There's my baby. And so he's a full adult golden eagle. I believe he's about 18 years old, 17, 18 years old now. Hey, baby boy. How you doing? And he's the one that travels with us and does our wildlife programs throughout the Western United States.
Our YouTube channel recently passed 90,000 subscribers. That puts us in the final push to the 100,000 subscriber milestone. At 100K, if a channel passes certain qualifications, YouTube awards the Silver Creator Award, a very sleek looking plaque with a shiny silver play button. There are many, many channels that have hit this milestone. Ours, however, will have a singular distinction. As far as we know, we can choose the name to be emblazoned on the award. To us, it is all about the critters, and our king critter is Scout the Golden Eagle. It makes sense to us that just as Martin was the first person in North America licensed to train a wild golden eagle in the ancient art of falconry, that Scout should be the first golden eagle in North America to receive the Silver Creator Award. There's plenty of space in his chamber to display his award. Please help us spread the word and grow our channel, and let's get Scout his plaque.
We have our 40-foot flight chamber, for which we have a golden eagle and a bald eagle. Golden eagle, very typical this time of year. Here we go. Very typical young golden eagle, this year's baby, full grown, separated from mom and dad, did not learn how to feed itself well enough, out on the desert, starving to death. We got it about 3 weeks ago or so. This one was literally, the people that picked it up, it was just laying in the back of their car and wouldn't move, couldn't move. It was right on the absolute verge of death. Now it's flying back and forth across the chamber real well. It's feeding itself. It's put on a tremendous amount of weight. And again, by the time we get into mid to late August, this golden eagle will be ready to go back to the wild. Our bald eagle right here, this is the young bald eagle we got last year that wasn't fed appropriately. Its feathers didn't grow in properly, and it's probably going to be with us for another year as it continues to grow in feathers, and so that we'll be able to get him feathered out, exercised, and return the bald eagle back to the wild. So that's 2 more eagles at the center here. And of course, most of our followers, they know pretty Helen. She's our little lady, and this is our little girl, Peregrine Falcon. Yes, that's my pretty Helen. Now she's an adult peregrine where you saw the juvenile earlier. She's out of a captive breeding program. She's nearly blind. She can barely see enough to feed herself. Hi, sweet girl. That's my lady, huh? That's my pretty lady. How you doing, sweetie? Hi. Hi, pretty girl. Yes, you're such a good lady. I know. I'll come play with you a little later, I promise. I got to show everybody all the rest of the critters, so we'll play a little bit later, okay, sweetie? But that's pretty Helen. And again, a wonderful wildlife ambassador. We love her to death. She's got a great life, but she cannot be put in the wild because she can't see well enough to fly or to hunt, and she would just die of starvation or running into something. But at least, yeah, such a pretty girl. I know. You want to come say hi, huh? Say hi to everybody. And then we have our star hunter. This is Belle. This is my... Oh yes, wag your tail, sweetheart. There's my pretty girl. And Belle is our most efficient hunter. She actually catches most of the jackrabbits that we use for food to feed the injured wildlife. She got 86 jackrabbits last year during her hunting season, and that really helps provide food for the injured wildlife that we care for. Yes, such a good girl. How you doing, sweetie? How's my lady? Yes, you are. That tail wag is she's just saying hi, and let's go hang out together and let's go play. So she's really just a wonderful animal. Again, out of a captive breeding program. She's not from the wild. She's exclusively a wildlife ambassador and one of my falconry birds for our educational programs and for providing food for the injured wildlife we care for. That's a pretty girl. We've got 2 Cooper's Hawks in here. Not sure if I can get in quick enough. They're very fast. Okay, we are in. Okay, calm down, guys. Calm down. There's my Cooper's Hawks. Hi. Now this is a young Cooper's Hawk. We have 2 of them. We have this one right here and this one down there. They're siblings. They're from the same nest. Unfortunately, mom and dad decided that they were going to nest in a local city park. And so again, just like everybody else, these guys, they come out of the nest. Before they can fly, they end up on the ground. Before they can fly, mom and dad will care for them and take care of them. But in the middle of a city park, people just won't leave them alone. And if people would just leave these poor little guys alone, they would be wonderful. They would have had a perfectly normal life. But, I get phone calls. I have to run over and pick them up because people either want to take them home and keep them as pets, which is illegal, and they're very hard to care for. So the bottom line is these are not good pets. And if we could just encourage people when they find these guys, please just leave them. As long as they're not in a life-threatening situation, then they'll be perfectly fine. And so we just allow mom and dad to do their job. So that's our baby Cooper's Hawks. And again, we have 2 of them. And these are siblings. That's my baby. Yes. That's my little one. So beautiful, beautiful little hawks that hunt primarily small birds. Okay. This is a red-tailed hawk. This is an adult. This particular red-tailed hawk was hit by a car last winter, had a concussion, should have only been with us for a couple of weeks to get past the concussion, make sure it was feeding well. Unfortunately, this is the one that you all know about, that we've talked about. In its disabled state along the side of the road, somebody decided that they needed its tail feathers more than my beautiful little hawk needed the tail feathers, and they pulled out all of its tail feathers. And so we've had to keep this bird for many, many months, allowing the new tail feathers to grow back in, to go through a complete molt, for which it's nearly done. And so I'm hoping once we get past the hottest time of the year, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, the heat will break and we'll be a little more comfortable, and we'll take this one and release it back to the wild as well. And so that's our red-tailed hawk, doing fine, eating, and it's just a matter of good timing, and this hawk will be back in the wild where it belongs. Isn't that the prettiest little thing? Now what this is a Swainsons Hawk, and this one, again, very typical story. It was found along the side of the road, under some big trees somewhere, I don't know where. Some people picked it up. They called the Cedar City Police Department, and the police department, police officer went out and picked up the bird, took it to the Utah Division of Wildlife Resources regional office here in southern Utah, and the Utah Division of Wildlife Resources contacted me and then brought it out to me. Again, if we could have known exactly where it came from, if we could have put it off the road, under the trees, maybe the other side of the trees, in a nice little shady spot, mom and dad would have continued to feed him and care for him, and this little guy's probably a little girl. This little girl would have been just fine. But since we don't know what Swainsons Hawk nest it came out of and exactly where, we can't put it back. Again, so this one will be with us until mid to late August. And one of the interesting things about the Swainsons Hawk, they're highly migratory. They nest here in Utah, and then they migrate all the way to Argentina. And so they're highly migratory. So we're got to get this one healthy and flying and feeding on its own before the first part of September, because about September is when they start leaving. And so we want to make sure that this one has an opportunity to migrate with all of the other Swainsons Hawks here in the state. So that's all the birds of prey that I have in. We do have still a few hummingbirds left. We still have, I think, one robin left. All the rest of them have been released. All the phoebes have been released. The flycatchers and kingbirds have been released. The blackbirds have been released. The cavia coyo was taken down south and released. And so all of the little songbirds, we're finally starting to get past most of those. But this has been a really, really big year for us. Lots and lots of demand for our services with the animals, which surprises me. You would think with the pandemic and everybody staying home, we wouldn't get nearly as many animals brought to us. But this has actually been one of the busiest rescue years that we've had. So there you go. That's what we've got in store for everybody. Lots more wildlife releases, which means we'll be posting a lot more videos about the critters coming up in the future.
If you like who we are, what we do, we do have a book. It's called Healer of Angels. The eagle that's on the front cover, this is my Golden Eagle Scout. And if you get the book directly through us, and you get the book at Barnes & Noble and Amazon, those kinds of places, if you buy it off our website, you get the autographed copy. And the autographed copy has Scout's footprint, which is right there. That is Scout's footprint. And Susan and I autographed the book as well, but we did it in pen instead of our footprint. And it's 40 years of wildlife rescue work, the wisdom of grandparents, and the profits from the sale of the book go to our rescue center, where when you buy from Barnes & Noble and Amazon, we get 60 cents. And so if you buy it directly off our website, the price is the same. You get the autographed copy, and that helps us a great deal. We have updated our wish list from Amazon. And so all of those who have been so kind and generous to purchase items off our wish list and have them sent to us, we're so grateful for that. And so we've got a new wish list that's up and going right now. And Rodent Pro. Rodent Pro is where we get our frozen rats, mice, and quail from. And you can go to our website, and the instructions are there. You don't have to order frozen rats, mice, and quail. You can actually just go to Rodent Pro and order a gift certificate for whatever amount that you wish to donate. And then the next time we need frozen rats, mice, or quail, we call Rodent Pro, and we've got so much money set aside in donations for food for the animals. And so between those three things, thank you guys. You guys are amazing. We appreciate all of our friends out there that have been so helpful. And without your help, I couldn't do nearly what I have been able to do for the last 50 years. So thank you so very much.